Google recently announced Bard, their own language model that can rival ChatGPT. So in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is Bard, what are the capabilities, how is it better than ChatGPT, what can it do, and much more. If you're new around here, my name is Rayyan Siddiqui. I'm a software engineer working at Microsoft, and in this video, we're going to talk about Bard, Google's response to ChatGPT. So to give you guys a bit of context, ChatGPT got launched, everyone went nuts, took the world by storm in its ability to talk like a human. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, I have a video on it. I'll link it in the description down below so you guys can understand fully about it. But essentially, it's a chatbot that can interact with you as a human or any type of format that you describe it. So I have a full detailed video on it. So ChatGPT got launched. It took the world by storm. And what happened was a lot of people now started shifting towards ChatGPT instead of Google. Because Google, what exactly do you use Google for? One is searching the web. So if you're looking for a website or anything, you look for it on Google. Second thing is information. So if you have any questions, you can just ask Google and it will just link you to resources. But now what you can do is you can ask ChatGPT the same thing. And ChatGPT will actually give you an explanation of it. Whereas if you if you type something into Google, say, I want to learn about, quantum physics. Give me an overview of quantum physics. I type that into Google. Google will give me a list of videos, a list of websites that I can go to learn about it. Whereas ChatGPT, I can ask the same thing, and ChatGPT will just generate a summary of that. Now, Google is a search engine, whereas ChatGPT is much more of like a generative languaging processing model. Now, what happened was because of this, people started shifting to ChatGPT for their information. Google made their own language model that they're calling Bard, so B-A-R-D. So Sundar Pichai, who's the CEO of Google, recently made a press release talking about this new next step in this AI revolution for Google, where they announced this new language model called Bard. I don't know what Bard stands for, but I do know that it's built on top of their technology that they're calling LaMDA, language model for dialogue applications. So this core LaMDA technology Bard is built on top of this. So what exactly is Bard? Now, Bard is nowhere near ChatGPT in its capabilities. Bard is much more of a summary type of generation model, which I kind of, from their press release at least, what I got the impression of. So Bard is essentially this text generation, like the summary type language model. So you type something into Google, instead of Google giving you links to find more about whatever you typed in, a question that you had, Google will now provide a summary, or Bard will now provide you a summary. So it will generate a text in whatever format you describe it. So say you say tell me about the Hubble telescope. It'll give you an explanation of that, and then it will link you to all the resources. You can also type into Google, tell me about the Hubble telescope, explain the Hubble telescope to like a 5-year-old, for example, or a 9-year-old. And it would give like bullet points. So it would adapt to whatever your input is in order to, it has this ability similar to ChatGPT to understand a bit of context. So whatever you're telling it, and then it will generate its response based on that. Now, Bard is extremely limited in its capability. It's nowhere near ChatGPT, at least from my understanding, because ChatGPT, you can use it for a different array of purposes, like different purposes. One is just like pure text generation. Anything related to text content, you can just generate with ChatGPT. Whereas Bard it's also a generation model. It's also a generative model, but it's integrated with Google search. So it's limited to whatever search you type in. So if you need an answer to a question, you have that using Bard. But if you need to generate an article, Bard can't do that because that's ChatGPT's capability. Bard is aligned, it's integrated inside Google search. So it provides a summary of whatever search you're typing in. Now with ChatGPT, you can also go into a bit other areas as well. For example, one of them is programming. ChatGPT is really good at generating code based on whatever input you provided, whatever context you've given. Whereas Bard is nowhere near that. Like Bard doesn't even have that functionality. Or maybe it doesn't, at least for now. But we'll know that in the future. Bard is essentially this summary generation model that Google is using. You cannot interact with Bard the way you can interact with ChatGPT. Bard is integrated inside Google search, so you have to type into search whatever you're typing, and then Bard will generate like a blob of a summary or whatever text. So essentially a chatbot inside Google search, similar to what Microsoft is doing with Microsoft Edge and Bing. I recently made a couple videos about it. I'm not sure when those will be uploaded, maybe before or after this, but I'll link them in the description below whenever they get uploaded. So Microsoft is doing the same thing with Microsoft Edge, Microsoft's browser, and Microsoft Bing, which is Microsoft's search engine. And they're integrating ChatGPT inside it. Google have done the same thing, integrating Bard, their own ChatGPT-ish version inside Google search. And what exactly this means now is that, like, for the whole world, since like Google, Microsoft, all these companies are targeting this one key area, which is search, which is like probably the most integral part of all of our lives. Every day we use search to search the information, to search for resources. What's going to happen now is that our experience is just going to enhance like tenfold. Instead of us doing the work on, so we type something into Google searches the entire internet and ranks, gives us like sorts the best resources for us to look for information. But now what's going to happen is we don't even have to do that part. We just ask a question, and it first of all, it does its like primary work, which is like going through and looking for the best resources. And then second is now what Google and all these search engines are going to do. They're going to generate summaries based on, so they're going to extract that information from those web pages, whatever resources they have, and just provide it to you. So your search will like just speed up like dramatically. Your just overall experience will be enhanced, and this has like countless applications in like so many other fields. I have a podcast episode coming soon as well with David DeMatthew, the program manager at Microsoft, where we talk about all this, like how this new AI, these models will impact like all different fields, like in communication and search and so on. So be sure to be on the lookout for that as well. So that was about this video. Just wanted to give an overview on Bard. Wanted to talk about it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this. What do you guys thought of Bard? Do you think it can rival ChatGPT or not? Let me know what your thoughts on this are. Let me know if you have any ideas for any other videos, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.